Welcome to another music channeling. Please take what resonates and let's dive into it. So your go-to song is Hopelessly Devoted to You. And I've done this song before with this message a long time ago. The thing is this, I'm not quite sure if I can find the actual readings because of how I titled it back in the days. So that's the thing. On that note, I will want to say that you're dealing with people from your past. Okay? Channel message is you're dealing with people from your past, and two, somebody's still upset, you or them, because of how things are right now. And the reason why I feel like it's because being forced to accept the outcome of something where it's like they had no choice but to accept. For instance, this could be based on the song because I'm not sure where I'm getting this from, if this is like channeled or a memory, but from like past readings. But I will say this: somebody's in a situation, a new relationship, where it's like there's no chance that you guys can be together again, as in you have to love them from a distance. Okay. And now it's hitting them, and I feel like this is the reason I'm getting this song again. It's hitting you or your person conscious, like, damn, collective is actually moving forward with so and so. Or it's hitting collective's conscious of like, wow, they actually moved on with that person. They're actually going to get married. They're actually going to have kids. They're actually, when they said it's over, it's really over. And somebody at that point was like, they don't really care. They accepted the situation, but now somebody's upset. This is given like a delayed reaction. But I also feel like in a weird way, you and your person, you have so much love for each other that even if you don't end up together, you guys will be good. But for some reason, this is what I'm channeling. You or them are upset about something. Okay? Even if it was like 5 years ago, a week ago, 10 years ago, and you guys decided to like, we need to go separate. You guys did, okay? The separation, the new people, the changes, it has happened. It took place. But for some reason, in freaking June, because that's when I got this song for this message, somebody is upset. I don't know. Something changed. We're going to see with the cards what has changed, but what I'm tuning into, that somebody is not okay. What was decided a year ago, a week ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Somebody, they're not okay. And I don't know why. That's what I'm tuning into. But just make this more lighter. The song is a very romantic song. It's by Olivia Newton-John. And Hopelessly Devoted to You. Let's look up the lyrics, to make this more general. I guess mine is not the first heartbroken. My eyes are not the first to cry. I'm not the first to know. There's just no getting over you. I know I'm just a fool who's willing to sit around and wait for you, but baby, can't you see? There's nothing else for me to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. But now there's nowhere to hide, since you pushed my love aside, out of my head, hopelessly devoted to you. And it goes on in the same sense. My head is saying, fool, forget him. My heart is saying, don't let go. Hold on to the end. That's what I intend to do. I'm hopelessly devoted to you. If I'm not mistaken, this song was in a movie with Jennifer Lopez. Like, I'm reading the lyrics, bam, as you guys can see, but I'm thinking about the movie. What the heck is that movie? On that note, 2012 could be relevant. but that's not when the song was made. I don't know if this the movie is relevant for some reason. Okay, so the version I just read was the Glee version, which was made 2012, but the song is from it's written for the Grease movie. 1978 could be relevant. 1972. It's not Grease though. It's something else. Oh my god. Now since you guys just saw, you could be like a bad boy dealing with a good girl, or vice versa. And then you have to change for your person, to fit in their life, their crew, their lifestyle, because that's what Greece was all about. Two people from different uh, social economical status in life coming together, finding love when society was kind of like, that won't work, that doesn't look good, that is not supposed to be. So you could have differences such as that collective, where one person believes in magic in the universe, another person is an atheist, another person is from a different culture or country than you or tribe, and there's difference in that. And then dealing with your person, you adapted to their lifestyle or their way of life, and now you know what I'm also getting. You guys are not doesn't like fit in terms of society, right? But your love transformed each other, but it only lasted so long. It could be like the pressure from society and so on that made you kind of go separate ways. Like it was easier to deal with somebody from the same tribe or belief system or country or something, where it's like, this is much more easier and acceptable. Hey, even like the same gender situation could also like be relevant here, where somebody is like, it's easier for me to be with somebody that is a part of the LGBT community instead of somebody that is trying it out, like, things of that nature. And then years down the line or a week down the line, somebody's like, no, it's not hard to change for collective, or you feel this way, it's not hard to change for a soulmate. But by the time you change and accepted their lifestyle or vice versa, they're already with somebody. Just like how Sandy, she went from being this preppy schoolgirl, everything nice and posh. She met Suko, I believe that's his name, Johnny Travolta's character. And he was this bad boy, smoking and being reckless and a rebel. She changed for him at the end of the movie, and vice versa. He changed for her, right? But nobody knew what happened after. Everybody was happy with the change, but if we look at the end of the movie, he still snapped out of this preppy good boy because he knew it wasn't him. But she kind of low-key stayed in his vortex, in his lifestyle. She accepted it, but nobody knows how it would go in the long run. We just saw a snippet of it, and I feel like that's what happened between you and the soulmate, where it's like the change was good for like a year or 2 years or 10, and then separation happened. And now down the line, you go back to be like, the change I made for that person, it wasn't that hard. And now you feel like you become that person that they were, but now they're becoming the person that you were in the past. So it's like, how is this going to work again? But before it even came together, they decided to go with, I'm comfortable being in this good girl, good boy aesthetic, but now my soulmate collective, she loves this bad boy, bad girl aesthetic. Yeah, I'm getting that type of dynamic. You're with them, they turn good for you, and then for some reason they're like, They want somebody bad. Like you were the good person and then you turned into somebody that was a bad girl. And they're like now the good boy, so they won't go to look for the good girl to match their good boy persona. Somebody's upset. It's almost like somebody feels it's much easier to be with themselves, that is reflecting themselves. Hopefully I'm making sense. They're with you, society was against you guys, and you broke up. Now they became you and you became them, so they go look for what's fitting, what's a match, okay? And now somebody's realizing 2025 in June, I want to go back to deal with collective, to deal with the person that they accepted me from the beginning instead of the change in me, even though over years they became comfortable with the change because you were that change in the beginning. They became good for you, you became bad for them. And now that you want to stay in this bad boy or bad girl persona, they went to look for somebody that's similar to them, but realizing they really wanted just to be with you. Somebody feels this way. I really hope I'm making sense. That is not the movie I wanted to reference, but will make some sense. It's making sense to somebody. The movie I wanted to reference here is I can't remember. Jennifer Lopez. I don't even remember if I mentioned this, but somebody could be a Leo. It's the movie. She was like the wedding planner. She was like, oh my god. She just let it go. That movie is relevant. The wedding planner. Yeah. I think so. I'm gonna go with it. Something about that movie is relevant. Okay? On that note, maybe somebody realized at their wedding that, oh my god, I should go back to collective. Or you realize that. I'm just San Francisco could be relevant. Just reading like the breakdown for the movie. We're throwing in a little zodiac sign. I think Matthew McConaughey, he is what he is. I'm channeling a Virgo. He's not a Virgo, but I'm channeling a Virgo. He is born on the 4th of November. I don't know. I'm also getting an Aries. So Virgo, Aries could be relevant. He's a Scorpio. So Virgo, Scorpio, Aries, male could be relevant. Leo. Something about this wedding thing. So, like I said, you change for them, they change for you. At somebody's wedding, somebody's pissed because they realize it should have been you. Or you're pissed because you're realizing it should have been them. Okay? And this, I feel like, is why I got this song in the first place. Hopefully I'm making any sense. I'm actually really pissed. I don't remember... because I can't really go down the list. I could, of all my 2000s readings that I've done for you guys, but I know for a fact I've done this before. I don't remember the title. I didn't title it the way I'm titling it this time around for you guys. But yeah, to simply put it, you're dealing with somebody from your past. You're realizing, quote unquote, at the wedding or when things became serious. But because I'm trying so hard to find this damn movie, It could be at their wedding day, or at their wedding they realize they should have been with collective, or you realize that. And that could be a little bit too late. I don't know, but let's add some cards to this. So sorry guys for this taking 15 minutes. Cards are relevant for collective. So they want to express how they feel. They want to make it work. They want to give you the love you deserve. For some of you guys, they thought the chemistry wasn't there. They thought it was dead and gone. Apparently it's not. Because remember, aside from all of the longest explanation, the essence of your reading is loving your person from a distance. Like accepting the fact that you guys are over. You guys will always have love for each other. And there's that. But now, after all this time, somebody is like, yes, I accept that collective has found somebody. Even you could be like, I accept that they found love because they deserve the best. They deserve love. You know, they deserve to be with somebody they feel is a match, right? But now somebody's pissed. You're pissed. They are pissed because, like I said before, there was a lot of changes. You for them from you, and it went well. Something died down. Like I said, we're trying to look for you in somebody else, or look for the old you in somebody else because they became you. All for that, for them to realize, no, they want collective, or all for collective to realize, no, what they really want is the old version of the soulmate. The new version is appreciated, but it's not them. They didn't fall in love with the new version, the change. They fell in love with the original. And you are the original, or you are your person's original. You get me? Okay? Because somebody's upset now. Hopefully this is not the case, but because took so long to find this damn movie, somebody's gonna realize at their wedding day, like, it should have been you. Okay? Some sort of life art. Like, it doesn't matter if they got married last week, 5 years ago, 10 years ago. At some point at their wedding day, I don't know if they ended things with them, but at their wedding day, I tell you, I kid you not, what I'm tuning into is them. Collective should have been here. Or you feel this way. I don't want to talk too much about celebrities, but this reminds me a little bit of I'm just gonna use that specific snippet. There was not Justin Timberlake. So Justin, oh my lord. So Justin Bieber had his wedding displayed on YouTube a few years ago, and the whole thing was documented. And recently, Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber, and Selena Gomez has become, this whole mainstream. It happens every few years or so. But there was this revelation. Somebody came out and they said that he called her 23 times at her wedding day. At his wedding day, he called his ex, Selena Gomez, 23 times. She made a whole ass song about it, called Ring. I feel like that is what happened between you and your soulmate. I should have used that as an example instead of the actual movie. But that could be symbolic as well. Somebody took too long for them to realize that it should have been you there. So long as in when they were at the wedding place, at the altar, bam. It should have been collective. You realize that it's kind of like they thought they were over this. They thought they would love you from a distance, but then they're in regret because you're not at the altar with them. That's what I'm getting here. So somebody's gonna hear from them soon. You're about to reach out to them, or vice versa. That's gonna be a discussion, okay? Because right now it's all about this is how they feel. They're in their head about this. They could be discussing this with other people. You could be watching readings. They could be watching readings. There's discussions happening behind the scenes, and what they really want in their heart is for you to be open about the situation at hand, or they need to be open about the situation at hand with you. Because if you having this epiphany at your wedding day or at the altar, because I'm also tuning into somebody just at the rehearsal. At the rehearsal, they're like, oh my God, where's collective? Okay, or you. I kind of feel a little bit emotional, I'm not gonna lie. Somebody feels like it's a huge mistake, but it's not. But I will say this though, in reference to the artist that I just mentioned. The heart wants what it wants. That's what I'm getting. Sorry guys, I hate over explaining myself, I really do, but this channel is, I guess I'm a blabber today. Have faith, they're having faith, and there's definitely going to be discussion at hand. Because I really am feeling the shame and the guilt of like, they should not do this, or you feel this way. But again, the heart wants what it wants. Like, I don't know, like all movies, what happens after happily ever after. If they come in and express how they feel, vice versa, doesn't mean that, but somebody's at their wit's end. They're like, I need to tell collective how I feel. Because something happened at the altar, rehearsal, the wedding, some sort of big ass event where they're like, they want collective there, or you feel this way. And this is something where it's like, I feel, if you're watching this, you just need the confirmation to be like, I need to tell them. Okay? All right, so this is your message. Let's do one card from this deck. I'm also tuning into somebody's like upset about somebody being a part of the LGBTQ. I don't know if you guys want a heterosexual relationship and then somebody went on to go and marry somebody of the same gender. Somebody's upset about that. That's for somebody. But yeah, so we got this card in reverse. Whatever is stressing you out, you won't be stressed about this any longer. Them or you. Okay, so that means that revelation and resolution is coming. Okay, let's do a little initials. Now we're gonna do this quickly. So we got a lot of R's, a lot of A, T, G, and D, K, M, E, and then black letter and an S. Long story short, you guys dated, long-term, short-term. Somebody could have cheated. There could have been abuse, emotionally, spiritually, emotionally. There's differences, which I feel like it's tied to your situation, whereas like different values, morals, belief systems, countries, nations, things of nations, tribes, etc. I feel like that is more fitting for your guys' reading. And lastly, there could have been differences in socioeconomical status. Somebody could be a part of the LGBTQ community, but I also did reference that right now because that's what I was sitting in for somebody specific. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Somebody's name is Elliot as well. I'm going to pull one card for Elliot. Elliot, things are going to move forward, or they're going to move forward with you. Okay? You're going to be good either way, Elliot. So, thank you, collective. And see you next reading.